And so on that note of persistence, that's what we see is, do you want it enough? Because that's why you'll get out of bed. And so when we really look at the story of the guy who went to go and see the monk, and the monk took him to the water's edge, and he put the guy's head under the water and he held it under the water. And when he came up, he went, why did you do that? And he said, you've got to want it as much as you want to breathe. Now, I didn't really understand that. It took a while for that to really get into me, that really want something that much that I would do anything. Being a national vice president with Arbonne, no, I didn't want that more than life itself. But what I have now, what I work for, that I would give up everything to make it happen, to make that vision of my life happen, not for me, but for the people around me, that I would give that up, that I would give my life to this work. Isn't that what Bob Proctor did? He gave his life up for his work so that he would literally have a consultant in every corner of the world, and he gave his life up for that. What would you give your life up for? But then we also realize that there's the balance. So, you can be too attached to that. And if you are too attached to it, then it becomes painful and it's not enjoyable, and it's not an enjoyable journey. And so what we're looking at here is that's the sacrifice as well, that you would give that up for everything, that you're willing to sacrifice everything. So this is the living in the contradiction, to have it and not have it at the same time, because then you're balanced. And so that's where we look to God, to infinite intelligence, to the divine source, whatever it is you want to call this force and this presence that's within you and this force that's around you, whatever you want to call that. And you hand it over. I mean, it was given to you in the first place, and are you willing to sacrifice it for peace? Are you willing, for everything that you're attached to, are you able to let it go? Because if you're not able to let it go, you're attached to it, and your attachment is resistance, because you wouldn't be holding on to something if you already had it. You wouldn't be worried about it. You would just be, yeah, it's here. So that's the two things to look at, to living in the contradiction of this. So that you're willing to give your life for this work that you want, for this vision of your life, that you are willing to drop everything, deny everything else that doesn't fit into this vision of your life. Deny everything that doesn't fit into the vision of your life. Deny it. But at the same time, don't be attached to this vision, and be able to let it go and give it to God, give it to source energy, because you cannot have what you have not given. It is this fine balance to watch where you're going. Which end of the spectrum are you sitting on? Because really the best place is in the middle, knowing it's here already, excited for it to come, just as if you've ordered something from Amazon. You place your order and it's done, and that's it. And to enjoy every moment. So looking at your C-type goal is the vision, and living from that feeling of it all done. What does it feel like? And putting all that energy into your A-type tasks that you do every day. The things that don't excite you, but coming from the energy of what does excite you. Make sense? So persistence is doing the do every day. Reading your affirmations every day. It's not exciting, is it? But this is what programming is. Programming wasn't exciting either in the computers. It wasn't exciting, but the result. So I would have the front end all done. And I would design that first, and then I would go back and I would do the coding that would make that front end possible. You've got to do the coding.